Okay, now we can start to load ink to the ink tank at the bottom of the backside of the machine. From the left is to right is KCMY wet varnish, and this two is for backup. No need to load ink. It's for backup. So especially for different configuration. If named backup, that means no need to load ink. So all the ink, before we load, we must check if it's out of date, and also must checking before delivery, and also checking before we load the ink. The opposite, and checking. Make sure, especially for the white ink, because the white ink is easy for settling. So we toward and checking. And also, if the white ink you opened for a long time and not using running out, you need to checking and opposite to staunch. And also keep the ink without sunshine, without high temperature. Okay, now we can start to load ink. Before we load ink, we can power on the machine first. We just press boot. Then we open the switch. And when we open it, we can see the ink light is on. That means it's lack of ink. No ink inside. We need to load ink. So for example, we take yellow. For example, we open it and we load ink. After checking, we load ink. We just load about a half bottle, about 5 milliliter for each. After load, if it's enough, then the light will be off. So when the light is off and no alarm sound, then we take it out. That's enough. So just remember, once the alarm light is on, we need to fill ink. Otherwise, the negative pressure will got problem. So just refill ink immediately and on time once the alarm is on. After we fill ink, we just close the cover and not too tighten. I loosen a little bit, about half. Loosen a little bit. That's it. So we fill ink the same way to another kind of bottle. And also the ink, after we fill, we must keep it clean, without dirty and without sunshine, and fasten it. Now we check the vacuum option, if it's working or not. So after we power on the machine, we moved ahead to move the table, move the rear, go to backside. Then we find a table, we've cut a paper, soft paper, and put with the same size as 1.3 meter for the width and 1.1 meter for the length, the same area. And right now it's no vacuum. When the table is no vacuum, we can move the paper easier. And then we check the 1Q option. We open the 1Q. And now it's closed because it's not open the option. We need to open the 1QA. We check first 1QA. We put here. See, it's sucked. It's flat. So the 1QA is working well. Then we close 1QA. We open the 1QB. And check is also checked up there. Okay, then we check the 1QC. Then this C on the left top is also sucked option. It's not moved. It's fastened. So C is working well. Then we check the D. And this also be sucked flat. It's hard to move. So then we open O. We close. Then we close and we O, and we open all of them. We check the suction. So all the paper is flat. It's not moving. So that means the absorption is working well for all the 1Q. But also the 1Q, if your paper or your material is really with high thickness, big thickness, they will be not working so well. So the 1Q is used for some soft material. Okay, so this is the test for the 1Q option. Okay, so after we load the ink to the print head, load ink to the ink tank at the back side of the machine, and also when we take out the cover, we have installed the print head, and also all the ink tuber is connect well to the print head for each print head, and cable all connect well. Then we can start to load the ink, pump ink to the ink tank, and to load ink to the print head. So first we open the switch for each. For safety, we can take out the cover and we can see which one with tuber. But this way it goes through to the print head. And this one also. Or go to, these two is blocked. It's go with two different ink tank. So all the print head, the print tuber, ink tuber must open and make the flight. And these two, because we only need one channel for one color, so we block for another print head using later for update. Okay, so after we open all the value, then we go to the right side, left side, right side, and also we need to move down the dish. And we find the clean tissue and wiper to clean the waste ink later. Then we go to the left side to see the air pressure of each print head. Okay, now we start to load the ink to the print head. First, when we power on the machine, the air pressure meter will show the current air pressure number. Right now it's minus 3.0. But we're not sure because different countries have different air pressure, especially for some country is near the sea or on the mountain. So the air pressure will have a little bit change. So we need to little adjust it. So first we press the wet and varnish print head flushing button. We press about 5 seconds, then we release our finger. Then when we go to the back side, the bottom of the print head, we can see the ink is coming out. Yeah. So when press the pressure button, then the ink will flush out. We press the MP white, then the ink will flush out. When the first time, if you are the first time to load ink, then you press about several minutes. Just keep load to make the ink coming out. Then wipe out the waste ink. Then just keep clean, press button to flush out the ink. If you're the first time, because there are lots of air inside of the print head and inside of the tuber, so you need to push for more time. And you push and release your finger about several seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. Then you wipe out the waste ink from print head surface. Use the wiper to wipe out. 别放斜的，正的，刮片。And wipe out. Just to be sure, it's 3, 4. It have 4 lines coming out. Wow. If you wipe out, the waste ink suck back quickly back to the print head. So that means the air pressure is too big. So we need to little adjust to so in one word, if the ink suck back quickly to the print head, that means the air pressure number is too small. Yeah. So we do small cleaning to press the button to push ink out, and we check if the ink suck back quickly. Wipe out the waste ink by the wiper and clean again. And then waiting for several seconds to check if the ink suck back quickly, suck back to the print head. That means the air pressure of the white channel and varnish channel is too big. So we need to make it a little bit down. And if the ink is dropping, after we wiper, and if the ink is dropping out, now it's not dropping and no suck back. So if it's dropping, that means the air pressure is too small. So we need to adjust the air pressure bigger. And also we do it by the same way on the varnish print head. Yeah. So here, this one is the varnish print head. Yeah, 多压点. Also, if it's the first time to load the ink, we need to push several times to make the air all go through, no bubbles coming from the print head. Yeah. Yeah, 让它压低下来. Yeah. Then we clean it. And we clean again. Yeah. And then waiting to check if the bubble, if the ink drop is sucked back or dropping. If it is sucked back slowly, that's normal. If it sucked back quickly, that means the air pressure is too bigger. So we need to reduce the air pressure. And also if it is dropping, the ink drop is dropping out, that means the air pressure is too small. We need to enlarge to rise in the air pressure number. And also we do the same way to adjust the color. And also we place clean purge button. And then we go to check the color print head.你到哪去了，哥？Yeah. When we purge, then clean, the ink is coming out. KCMY from the print head. Wow. We wipe it out and clean again. A small cleaning for half seconds. 先压. And check if the ink suck back or not. Also, if it sucks back, that means the air pressure is too bigger. We need to reduce. And if the ink is dropping, that means the air pressure is too small. We need to raise in the number. So we do by the same way. And after we clean out the print heads, no bubble coming out. Then, and right now it's normal. But if it's dropping or sucking back, then we need to go to open the front cover of the printer. And from here we can see there are two separate control systems. And this one is for wet and varnish control system, the air pressure control system. And the red one is for control the KCMY color air pressure system. And here we can see at the top they have two knobs, so we can adjust. The first is right now is 2.3. Okay, when we open the front cover, we can see here is control system all this control system is used for the negative pressure to hold the white color ink and varnish ink. So from this control system, this board is for control the white ink and varnish ink negative pressure. So if the white ink or the varnish ink is dropping, so we need to reduce the number. Right now is 3. We can see the angle here. We can see the angle is here. Right now is the pressure is 3.0. The angle go toward to 0, and this angle toward to 3. So that means right now the pressure is 3.0. And if the white ink or varnish ink is dropping ink, so we need to enlarge. If it's dropping ink, so we need to, that means the air pressure is too small. We need to enlarge rising. So we need to put 3.1 or 2. We just keep 3, no change. We just adjusted 1 or 2 to rising to 1 or 2, but not too much. Otherwise, the ink will start back to, if the air pressure is too bigger, then the ink will stuck back to the air tank to get the air system get a problem. So we just keep 1 by 1. Here is point, and here is bigger. So if the white ink or varnish ink is lack of ink, that means the ink is stuck back to the print head. That means the air pressure is too big. We need to reduce. Then we need to reduce to 2.8. We first adjust 2, then we refill the air 2.8 toward to 8. So if we change to 2.8, is to prevent the ink suck back. So this will adjust the white and varnish ink air pressure. And this board is for adjust the color ink KCMY totally in one control system to control the air pressure. Also, we adjust by the same way. For example, right now the air pressure is 2.4. 2.4 air pressure. So in the same way, if KCMY ink is dropping, then we need to rise in the air pressure. For example, we rise into 2.5. But if the KCMY ink is stuck back to the print head, that means the air pressure is too bigger. We need to reduce to 2.2 or 2.1. And this setting, we have different error between the setting to the screen here, because the air tube is very long from here to the carriage. So it will have 0.1 or 0.2 error from this setting to the screen show on the carriage. Okay, so this the setting, the adjustment procedure to adjust the pressure of the white ink, color ink, and varnish ink. In one word, we must be sure all the ink is not dropping or not sucking back print head, but stay at the surface of the print head. So once you get sucked back or dropping, you need to little adjust the knob to get the best air pressure. And also, if some air tube is leaking air, then the air switch will working with frequency, like every 3 or 4 seconds, then it will refill air. That means the air tuber have leaking air. You need to check if each tuber is leaking air. Normally the pump, the air pump, we are working no more than no more than every 5 minutes or for 3 to 5 minutes. If it's working really frequency, like every 20 seconds or every 1 minute, then the pump, this air pump and this air pump is working. That means some air tube or ink tube is leaking, especially for the air tube is leaking air. So any question you can ask focus support team to get the best solution, and do not change any setting or change any cable on the control system, especially for the knob here. Not change too much. You can, if you reduce the dropping ink, if you enlarge really quick, really bigger number, then the ink will suck back to the air tank and to the air tube to cause all the ink tank are mixing ink. So just little bit change up or down by 0.1 grit, but not too much in one time.